back to Texas Empire. It's your boy Brandon here with another video. This is part 2 in the heavy arrow build series. I know a lot of people, if you saw the first one, you kind of got bored with it and everything, but we're actually going to build the arrows today. I'm not just going to sit there and talk. I'm going to give a little rundown of what I got and the details and the specs on everything, and then we're going to jump into the build. So, here we go. The arrows I picked up are the Sirius archery products Vulcans. I didn't know anything about them until I think Average Jack Archery made a video about this arrow, and it piqued my interest. I went and looked, and they actually had 250 spine arrows in stock. I'm a big dude. I shoot long draw length and heavy poundage, and I have not been able to find anything under a 300 spine since COVID, basically. So since they had 250 spines in stock, I went ahead and bought the little wrench ferry test kit thing with the two 250 spine Vulcans and two 300 spine Vulcans. Now I thought about doing 200 spine and 250 spine, but I thought maybe the 200 spine would have been a little overkill. I don't know. I may come back to regret that. We'll find out in the tuning process. Like I said, I got the wrench ferry test kit. I already had a wrench ferry test kit that I ordered straight from Ethics Archery last year with bigger inserts and everything in it, but I just went ahead and ordered this just for the sake of easiness, basically. I got the 100 or 200 grain kit. Came with 400 grain inserts, 4 100 grain inserts, make sure I say that right, and then field point tips from 100 grain to 200 grain, and there's a pair of each size, and then 4 nocks. I'm not using the nocks, so I don't really worry about those. The fletchings I'm going to be using are just the quick fletch, the ones you heat up water and drop them in there. I have a fletching jig and all that. I just hate fletching arrows with a passion. And if all this is true, like what you see in the wrench ferry videos, fletchings only make up for about that much. So I'm not too worried about the fletching. So that's the fletchings I'm using. I only got 2 left over for some arrows I built last year. I'm going to get more, obviously. And I've already glued in 1 insert into an arrow just for the sake of practice, and I had to use my soldering torch because my little candle thingy that I normally use for this hot melt stuff is grown legs and walked away. So let's get into what we're using. I got acetone sitting here with some Q-tips to clean the shafts. I've already checked the squareness of the shaft with my little arrow squaring tool, just to verify that Sirius did their job, and they did it great. These arrows are 31 inches carbon to carbon. I took some notes over here so I don't mess up any numbers. The arrows are 31 inches carbon to carbon. I got 2 250 spines, which are 11.18 grains per inch, and 300 spines, which are 10 grains per square inch. So let me get my scale turned on here. This is a 250 spine, bare shaft, no insert, no knock. Again, 250 spine is supposed to be 11.18 grains per inch. Weighs 355 grains as a bare arrow. Then we're going to grab the 300 spine, no insert, no knock, 31 inches carbon to carbon, 319 bare arrow. So we're starting off pretty heavy. Again, these are 31 inches, so it's pretty awesome. The inserts are 100 grains. I've verified all of them. They're all spot on 100 grains. The nocks I put in my arrows are the nocturnal lighted nocks. I only have 3 for now. I got to get some more, but they weigh 25 grains a piece. And then the fletchings weigh about 30 grains. So let me grab a calculator right quick. So if we weigh everything I got here, the arrows, which were, let's see, the 300 grain, let's go with the 250 spine, was 356. That one is, yeah, 356 grains, okay, plus a 100 grain insert. And I'm doing the full insert for 2 reasons. One, I think it would be easier to change point weight to find different weight broadheads. And 2, I want as much of this in the shaft as I can for structural integrity. I literally just stole that line from the wrench ferry, so he's a genius, and that is genius. So I'm using the entire insert, so plus 100 grain inserts, obviously 456. plus a 25 grain knock plus a 30 grain fletching puts me at 511 grains without any point weight in it. No point weight, I'm already broke 500. That's 106 grains higher than the arrows I was shooting. So, talk about flappers, long draw length and under 400 grains. Golly. So, that's the arrows, the inserts, again, they're 100 spine, nocturnal knock. I got the test kit, 100 to 200 grain test kit. Some of the tools you need are either hot melt and a candle or torch, or you can use like insert iron from Boning or instant arrow glue from Pine Ridge Archery or Gold Tip. I used to use this stuff, but I've gotten away from it over time. I just don't care for it too much, so I don't use that anymore. I stick with the hot melt. Now, I saw a video the other day where the Ranch Fairy recommended using this for tuning and then a 2-part epoxy for when you're done tuning your arrows. And I might do that. I haven't decided yet, but for now, we're just sticking with the Boning hot melt, cool flex, whatever you want to call it. Again, I got a torch. You can use a candle or whatever. I got an arrow scale. I recommend that everybody pick one of these up. I picked this one up on Amazon for, I want to say, like $12. I'll link whatever I can in the description below as far as tooling goes, and then I will put a link to Sirius website and Ethic Archery and all that, Ethics Archery and all that down in the description below. But if you want to snag you this Dremel torch, I bought off Amazon. It was a kit. I freaking love this thing. I use it at work all the time. The Cool Flex I bought on Amazon. The fletchings, I think I bought these at Cabela's. The arrow saw, Amazon, or the arrow scale, Amazon. So I'll link all this stuff in the description below. But let's go ahead and get the camera transitioned over here and let's build some arrows. Okay, I hope this angle does good for y'all. I've been trying to figure out how to freaking do this, and it's been troubling. So I got just a generic field point tip, and I screw that into the insert like so. And then all I'm gonna do is, this torch is a little bit of overkill, and if you're not good with it, don't use it for this, because if you get your carbon too hot, you'll mess it up. So I got it turned all the way down. We're doing a 250 spine here. We're just going to heat up the glue a little bit. Then we're going to heat up the insert a little bit. Let it cool off. And one thing I like about this hot melt is no matter what you, ooh, there went an arrow. No matter what you, if you squeeze out like that right there, all you got to do is peel it off. When it cools off, you can wait till it cools off, or you can do it when it's hot. Let's go ahead and turn this torch off before I injure myself. You let it cool off and it just rolls right off. That super glue stuff, I never seem to be able to clean it all the way off the outside of the arrow. And I've already cleaned the inside of these shafts with acetone. Definitely recommend doing that, no matter if you cut them or they cut them. It doesn't matter. I recommend doing that for sure. And now the insert is pushed all the way in there. As you can see, we are going to set that arrow aside. So that's 2 arrows made. We got a 300 spine and a 250 spine already with the tip in it, with the insert in it. And then we will screw, I don't screw it down tight, just screw it down, relight the torch, lock it on, make sure it's turned down, heat up the glue a little bit. I probably got that last one a little too hot. Maybe not. It's a learning curve using this stuff. I just started using it, so bear with me here. And then you're just gonna insert that in there like that. Screw the tip back out. And then roll your thumbnail or whatever around the outside and pull that glue off. Be careful because it is a little warm. Screw the insert into the next one, or the field point. We will heat up this thing just a touch. Heat up your glue just a touch. Rub it on there real good. Heat it up again. Rub it, get it smeared all the way around. We will take our last carbon shaft and shove the insert in just like that. We're done with it. I'll show you all four of these shafts. So there's all four of the shafts with the inserts glued in. Again, these are 100 grain inserts. So now let's weigh them just for crafts and giggles. We got a 250 spine here with just the insert in it. Now let's go ahead and shove the nocks in here. So these lighted nocks, there's nothing to them. You just shove them in. Anybody can nock an arrow. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm not going to go into real detail on that. Again, these are nocturnal lighted nocks. I only have 3 of them for now. I got to get some more. So we got 2 300 spines with lighted nock in them and 1 250 spine. So we're taking a 250 spine, which is 11.18 grains per inch, and I think it was like 250 something total weight, carbon to carbon, just the bare shaft, with a 100 grain insert and a 25 grain nock. We're going to throw that thing on here, try to keep it from rolling. That's 481.2 grains without fletchings, without tip weight, without anything. So let's just drop the fletching on here. Fletching makes it a 511.4 grains with the fletching, everything except for point weight. So without any point weight, I'm already at 500 grains. My goal is closer to 600 because I shoot a lot of pigs and I want something that'll thud, if you know what I mean. So there's a 250 spine. Now let's take a 300 spine with the insert, the nocturnal nock. That is 443 grains on the dot. So we'll take the fletchings we're going to put on it. Set it on there. 473 grains on the dot. So the 300 spine haven't quite broke 500 grains yet, but the 250s did. So let's take and dump out the Ranch Fairy test kit. It's got the nocks in there. Ignore those nocks. Okay, so the smallest daddy is 100 grain, I think. Let's find out just to be safe. Yep, smallest daddy's 100 grain. Ignore those because I probably won't be shooting 100 grains. Next one, let's see, 125. Yep, 125.4. So if we take a 300 spine arrow with the 100 grain insert, 25 grain nock, put 125 grain tip in it, I'm at 546 grains. That's freaking insane. So let's just play with some weird numbers here. So this tip weighs 175 grains. We're putting it into a 300 spine arrow with the nock and the 100 grain insert. 619 grains. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Let's put it in a 250. I'm curious now. So 175 grain tip, 100 grain insert. Hang on, let me switch arrows. That one doesn't have a nock in it because, like I said, I only have 3 lighted nocks. 25 grain nock, 250 spine arrow, 170 grain tip. 657.4 grains. That's with a 175 grain tip, 100 grain insert, 25 grain lighted nock with a 250 spine arrow. Now, I know a lot of people do this where they put a normal insert in there, like an 11 grain insert, and then they shoot the different point weights. I want to have this full length of 100 grain insert, so I didn't see any point in that. I want the structural integrity, I want the mating surface, I want a 100 grain insert. I feel like it'll be easier to change tip weight than anything else, than mess with cutting those things off. You do it however you want, that's just what I wanted to do. So that's pretty simple. Next step is we're going to go out. We're going to either bare shaft or paper tune these. I have not decided yet. I don't have it. I got to build a little paper tune thing if that's what I'm going to do. And I got to get a 4th nocturnal nock. That is it. That is so easy. These inserts slide right in. The arrows were pretty well squared off already to begin with. I just touched them up with my little arrow squaring tool. I'll put a link below to that also. I have an arrow saw, but I don't like it, or an arrow spinner, but I don't like it, so I'm not even going to spin test these things and show y'all because I think it's garbage. Sirius Archery has one that is bad to the bone looking that I want. So I'd definitely check that one out. I'm not even going to link the one that I use in the description below. Even though if you went and bought it through that link, it would make me, you know, like 10 cents or whatever, because I don't like it. I'm not going to recommend something I don't like. I think it's garbage. So that is it. That was easy. We glued the inserts in. The hot melt, I think, is $3. I think this kit was like 80 bucks with 4 100 grain inserts, 100 to 200 grain test kit, and 4 Vulcan arrows, 2 250s, 2 300s. I don't know how much these fletchings are. I bought them a while ago. You can use a candle, one of your wife's candles if she has one that she'll let you use or whatever. This, if you don't know how to use this and you haven't done this before, do not use a torch. You will get it too hot, may possibly burn yourself or destroy your carbon. So, we did it. That was awesome. I'm pretty freaking pumped. And it's time to move on to the next phase. So I'll see y'all there.